Walker, you're talking about a guy with a lot of heart. He's as close to his prime, more so than those other guys. That I feel great for a guy like Alonzo Mourning and Gary Payton, because not only did they come in to get a championship, these guys made huge plays in the finals to help them secure those rings. Because remember, in the finals, every game's going to come down a lot of times to 1 or 2 plays. Zoe gets 5 blocks tonight. Gary Payton with the game-winning shot in Game 3, his 2 big shots in Game 5. Zoe, I thought tonight in Game 6 comes in and changes this game. They're down 12 in the first half. Shaq's out with foul trouble. He comes in, starts blocking shots. They turn it to rim, gets a dunk off the feed, provided an emotional lift that they really needed in this building because the game was kind of getting away from them. You got to love the fact that they're still able to contribute. They didn't just get a ring, and when they get that ring, not just going to slide on. These guys helped secure that ring with their play.
8 points to go with 5 blocked shots and 6 rebounds for Alonzo Mourning, and he's addressing the media.
Woo!
Rachel, we're not doing any more commercials, so I'm going to put this on the head.
What did they tell you about drinking champagne in the kidney?
Hey, you know what? My doctor, he told me I can have a drink in moderation. And to tell you the truth, I haven't had a drink since 2000, since I was diagnosed. I gave it all up. I didn't have, because I used to drink beers with my boys, but I haven't had a drink since then. But I think this is, I think he'll definitely, my doctor would give me a doctor's note for the day. He'll give me a note for the day, a pass.
Alonzo, Rachel Nichols from ESPN. Could you talk about the hardest moment for you in this long wait for a championship? What was the darkest time, and take us from there?
Oh, the darkest time was in 2000, October the 3rd, 2000, making that announcement that I wouldn't be playing basketball again. You know, that was probably one of the darkest moments. And I was on such a high at that point in my life because we had just come back from Sydney, Australia, and we won a gold medal. I had just traveled back and for the birth of my daughter. You know, I was just on a high at that time. I was on the top of the world. And it all just went crashing down, you know, when I heard that news, you know. And, you know, going through, I mean, I read this book a while ago, and there was a quote in it from Frederick Douglass, you know, saying that the road to success has many obstacles. And you go through adversity, you know, and I've gone through my share of it throughout my life, you know, and you know what, the good thing about going through those things, it's just made me stronger, man. It's made me more determined to not succumb, but to overcome. You know, and I give God all the praise. I truly do, because, you know, without Him just giving me life again, just giving me an opportunity to live, you know, and just experience this moment, just this particular moment right here, you know. I mean, I got my cousin here, and he's the one that donated the kidney to me, and I can't, you know, words can't explain, you know, how grateful I am to him. You know, I owe my life to him, you know, and just saving me. You know, because I remember, you know, laying in the hospital and just feeling like a newborn baby, truly helpless. You know, in a lot of pain and helpless, and just to have my strength again. You know, and a long time ago, I told somebody, I said, you know what? I would trade everything, all the money, all the material things, all the success. I would trade all of that in the world for my health right now. My health is so important to me, you know. And without your health, I mean, you can't live a life productively and not just do for yourself, but do for your family. You know, and it just makes me appreciate just living every moment now even more. You know, and I want to share that with as many people as possible, you know, because I know I've been given a second chance, you know, and I know that happened for a reason. And the only way to share that particular situation is to continue to try to lift other people up in the process, and those who are going through any type of illness, those who, you know, are going through transplantation and having to deal with those type of physical obstacles in your life, you need some words of encouragement, some hope. You need that. I needed that. I got a call from Lance Armstrong. He texted me after Game 5. He texted me. And we've been playing phone tag because he called and spoke to my mom back in Miami, and wished me a happy Father's Day, just told me great win. And before the series even started, he called me and he was telling me that, he told me that, even though his heart is in Texas, he wants to see me win. And a lot of you don't realize this, but he was a huge, huge inspiration to me in my whole recovery period. I read both of his books after my surgery, both of them. Laying in the hospital, I was reading one of his second book. And his first book was extremely inspiring to me, and I think about what he had to go through and literally being on his deathbed, and I said to myself, if he can do it, man, I can do it, And the way I looked at him, I know that there are thousands and thousands of other people that look at me the same way. And I want to be here to provide them with the hope to overcome and not succumb to it, because that's all you need. You need a little help and encouragement to get through it. Like, we're human. Some people might not see me as human because of the things that I do out there on the court, but I'm human. I laugh, I cry, I feel pain, and I'm affected by some of the things you might write or say or what have you. I'm human, and what drives me is my faith. In knowing that I'm going to be all right. And I know that, and I told plenty of people this, that are kidney patients and transplant patients and what have you, and deal with all type of sicknesses and illnesses and that have approached me. I had a gentleman approach me at the hotel yesterday before the game, who's dealing with some physical problems and telling me how much I'm an inspiration to him, and I told him plainly, I said, you know what, the key to you recovering is keeping this right, keeping your mind right. Because if you keep this positive and strong, then your body's going to follow it. I never gave up here. And I think I credit a great deal of my recovery to that, because I never gave up here. Because so many people are quick to give up and say, why me, and just not realizing that there's so many other people out there that has it a whole lot worse than you do. Regardless of how bad you got it, and everybody got problems. Everybody has problems. Regardless of how bad you have it, somebody else out there has it worse. Think about that. Sit back and think about that, and that's what drives me.
When you do what we do, it is very, very easy to get caught up in the celebration and forget about how hard some people have it. And Greg, I think it was really, really important and enlightening for Alonzo Mourning to share this championship with all those people.
There's no question about it. I know Alonzo very well.